less than half a mile from right here, the scene of the explosion. I actually want to go ahead and send it back to that mass cam shot so you can see. Good start outside of Fredericksburg city limits. Whatever the case, the goal is to relieve congestion here in downtown Fredericksburg. According to a poll conducted by Quinnipiac University, Texas voters, which can also mean loud parties. The buyer asked to test drive the car. The real problem started in the middle of that test drive just because of how dry the grass and brush are, making them very easily ignitable. She was running here on this roadway where there are many homes. She just disappeared, leaving behind. Fewer shoppers are opting for the brick and mortar stores, instead going to the web. Problem intersections, for example, you have crosswalks like this that stop traffic completely. It's pretty thick here. You can see just how thick it's laid on. That ice wasn't there when we left this morning. It's right across the street from campus. We're also not too far from restaurants and bars in this area. And there's also a lot of apartments here. My inner nerd is very excited about this. We're right here at the Amazon Robotics Park. When they're sitting in Mopac traffic, they will now consider using the lane, even during rush hour. Called the number back. He was surprised what he was hearing, a real person. Well, relief does not even begin to describe what the Whitakers are experiencing right now. I spoke with Kent Whitaker over the phone just minutes ago. He's expected to make comments in a few minutes. Now we're still waiting to hear what he has to say about this whole process. But what we do know now is that his son, Thomas Bart Whitaker, will not be executed. He is going to serve a life sentence. When Kent Whitaker makes a 2.5-hour plus drive from the Houston area to Austin,
I start reliving that night.
He's going to be doing it to try and save his son's life.
We're approaching the execution.
His son, Bart, is set to be executed on February 22nd, or 10 days from now. Kent, a victim of Bart's crime himself,
there's been so much that I've lost.
Never wanted this punishment. He's meeting with the State Board of Pardons and Parole on Tuesday to say why his son's execution should be changed to a life sentence.
He's the last living member of my family, and if this execution proceeds, it's going to mean that the state of Texas is going to take him from us in a way that nobody wants.
In 2003, when the Whitakers were returning home from dinner, a gunman shot all 4 family members, including Bart. But soon police would learn Bart was the one who planned this attack and was only shot as a diversion. Kent's wife, Patricia, and younger son, Kevin, died. Kent was shot about 6 inches from his heart.
The worst night of my life. I get nightmares from it still.
Bart was convicted in 2008. In the meantime, Kent has sent a petition to the Pardons and Parole Board and the governor's office.
We're not asking for them to set him free. We're just asking them to let him live.
Right now, Kent knows this could be his last chance to save Bart. He says an execution would be yet another blow to the family.
And we're going to end up having to work our way through that grief as well. Realizing that I'm going to lose the last connection I had with Tricia and Kevin.
Christian Flores, CBS Austin News.
It was a test drive gone bad.
And Paula Montoya says she feels lucky that's all it turned out to be. This all started when she tried selling her car on the app Let Go. She met the potential buyer at a well-lit parking lot.
Right behind there.
Which is where he asked to take a test drive. Montoya agreed and sat in the passenger seat, but it would soon go wrong.
Until he got to St. John's at 35. And then he kept going, and I told him, I'm uncomfortable with this. I don't know you, and I want to go back home.
Montoya then called 911. Only then did the man stop, put the car in park, take the keys, and run away. He went into this wooded area, miles away from where they initially met. Montoya feared for her life.
It was scary. It was scary. If he had got me in the woods, my family wouldn't see me because nobody knew where I was.
Montoya stayed in the car while waiting for police, figuring the man would just come out of hiding and take the car if she were to go home and get the spare keys.
I wasn't letting him take my car. He was not going to take my car.
We reached out to Austin police. They say they're not seeing a trend in this type of scam, but urge anyone who is selling something online to meet at a well-lit public location with surveillance and take a friend with you. Montoya says she will bring a friend next time and hopes her story helps prevent others from falling victim.
Just be careful.
You could tell it was an explosion.
When John Cares heard that loud boom, both in real time and after watching his Nest camera footage, he knew it was only a matter of time before police would swarm the area.
It wasn't the sound of a typical gunshot, right? And so when you go back on the tape and then you see it on the news, and then you realize, hey, something serious happens.
That boom was Austin's 4th explosion this month, 3rd in less than a week. This blast seriously hurt 2 men in their 20s.
It angers me. This person is the ultimate coward.
And his emotions like anger and fearfulness hit neighbors in the aftermath of this latest explosion.
We are clearly dealing with what we expect to be a serial bomber.
Chief Manley is asking for the community's help.
This is something that we're all going to have to work together to solve.
By giving police their surveillance video from last night. In a media briefing earlier this evening, Manley says neighbors have stepped up.
We are getting video turned in, and that is something that we're running through all of our analytics.
Karras is one of those neighbors who have given video to the police. In fact, he is an expert in biometrics, which is the use of people's biological characteristics to identify them, fingerprints and facial recognition being the most well-known examples. Which means Karras knows how important this will be in solving these cases.
This person did leave a trace. He left a physical trace, he left a chemical trace, and the FBI, they're really good at extracting that information.
I think it's a convenient bus stop.
Neighbors who live in this North Austin community moved here in part because of all the public transit available. The Crestview Metro Rail stop is here, along with a few bus stops. But after Cap Metro changed bus routes this week, communities like this are seeing far more bus traffic cutting through their neighborhood than before.
They are using this new terminal at the Crestview station as a hub, not a bus stop.
It was a big surprise to everybody. We just saw buses kind of stacking up over here by the train station.
Neighbors living here say they have complained to Cap Metro not just about the congestion, but also the noise from the buses. At a given time, there could be several buses waiting at the stop.
Anywhere between 2 and 5.
Which can be a problem at night.
The noise has been, it's just not tolerable at night. I did walk through here last night, and between the air brakes and everything else going off, it can be a distraction.
Businesses are also concerned. Black Star Brewery is also near this stop.
We get large semi-trucks in here to deliver like pallets of grain or what have you, and just worried about maybe having some congestion.
We reached out to Cap Metro. They provided a statement saying they have heard complaints from neighbors here and are observing the issues, working on a solution. Neighbors and businesses hope that solution comes soon.
We're frustrated. We just want them to stop the route as they're doing it.